We're with Ed Mitchell from Ed Mitchell Technologies, and Ed, we have a beautiful day. Welcome.
Welcome, thank you. Yeah, it's one of the few beautiful days we've had this spring.
Yeah, it's nice. We're in Michigan, obviously, and we have had a lot of rain, but it's just starting to get nice. And Ed, you've been involved in the game of golf for a long, long time with many different stops. Talk a little bit about your career.
Well, the career started here at the Country Club of Jackson as a caddy many years ago, and I evolved into a club professional position. Had 2 clubs here in Michigan and 2 down in Florida, and then I got into the technical side of the golf business and developed some tools and equipment that's used to repair and fit golf clubs, and that's what we're here today to do, is work you through a fitting process that will help your golf game.
And I'm excited too, because as you know, I have never been fit, and I, just kind of work my way around the course. But you've been telling me that's probably not the best way to go about things.
Well, that's true. You can work your way around the golf course, but if you don't have the proper fitting equipment and if you don't match that up to your golf swing, you're not going to get all those perfect shots that you want.
Now, with Mitchell Technologies, you have a lot of different services you offer. Since we're basically starting from scratch, talk about what we're going to accomplish today.
Well, first of all, we need to know what your golf equipment is all about. We're going to do a club inspect of your equipment so that we know what the lengths and the weights and the flexes and the loft and lie angles, and then with that data, matching it up with some TrackMan metrics with some video of your golf swing, we're going to be able to determine what's the best fit for adjusting your golf clubs, altering your golf swing to improve your ball flight and your shot making.
Well, should we get started?
Let's get started.
Okay, what do we do first?
Well, let's get you warmed up, hit a couple of shots and warm up.
Okay.
And then while you're doing that, I'm going to take a couple of your golf clubs over here and we're going to inspect them.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. What we have here is what we call the mobile club repair cart, and this is equipped with all the tools that's necessary to inspect Andy's golf clubs. We're going to check his links, we're going to check his loft and lies, we're going to check the frequency of his shaft to know what flex he's playing with, and if necessary we can re-grip his club, we can reshaft it, we can do everything right here on this particular club repair cart. What we do with the club inspect analysis of the golf equipment is we take each golf club and run them through a series of inspection as to what the numbers are. And first thing I'm going to do is measure the length of the golf club. And so what we do is lay it down here on the club length scale, and we've got a 5-iron in this case, and it's 38 inches long. So what we do is we literally chart all these down for each golf club to make sure the lengths are proper. And then the next thing we do is we check the loft and lies. So in this case here, we've got the 5-iron, and so we put it into our measuring and bending machine, and we spec it out to know that in this case he's got 25 degrees of loft and he's got a 60-degree lie angle. So mapping that out for every club in his bag, we can determine if he's got any distance gaps, meaning that if the lofts are off and he's not hitting the proper distance between each golf club. And if there is some distance gaps there, then we can adjust them to time it out so that he can get a good 12-15 yards between each golf club. Okay, the next step is we got to check the swing weights. We got to know if all of his golf clubs have the same swinging balance, meaning that for the length of the golf club is the head and the weight of that head to the length of that golf club with the weight of the grip, the size of the grip, does it swing the same? So we're going to come over here and put it on our swing weight scale. And we're going to measure the swinging balance, and he's got a D2 swing weight. So it's important to figure out if the entire set is all D2, because if he's got a D2 on a 5-iron and a D7 on a pitching wedge or a 9-iron, he's going to make a different swing because the golf club feels heavier. All right, the next thing we need to know, does he have consistent shaft flexes throughout the set of golf clubs? So we're going to check the frequency of each one of his golf clubs and chart them down on our form so that we can compare to see if he really has, in this case, he has a stiff flex according to the shaft band, but what we need to do is verify that the whole set is stiff and they're consistent. To do that, I'm going to put it on our frequency meter. So we clamp the grip end in, get the right adjustment, and then when we put our meter underneath the end of the shaft here, what we're going to do is we're going to oscillate the shaft above the meter, and in this case his 5-iron is 317 cycles per minute, CPM as we refer to it. And so what we've got to do is balance that out between the next club and the former club, and make sure that the shafts are all swinging the same. Now that doesn't mean they're all going to be a 317 frequency. They're going to be in progression because the club is shorter. Therefore, when the club is shorter or longer, the flex of the shaft varies slightly with CPM in order to give you the same balance.
When you have a setup like this is ideal for any club professional, right?
Well, that's the whole idea of it, is those that don't have room for a club repair shop, they can use this mobile club repair cart, take it out of their cart barn at night, take it up to the range, use it during their lessons, use it during their club fittings, and make adjustments right there on the spot. We live in an instant world of digital devices and news and information and whatever, so why not have this available immediately when you're giving a golf lesson and or doing a club fitting to make whatever alterations you need to make, because we want it now. We don't want it tomorrow, we want it now. There's an old saying that says, if I wanted it tomorrow, I would have called you tomorrow.
And it's not obtrusive, it looks clean, it's great, it's definitely sharp.
Well, it's one of our new products under our banner of Ed Mitchell Technologies, and we hope to produce a bunch of these carts and sell them to golf professionals all over the country.
Yeah, it's beautiful.